Do you consider yourself an American? And are
Yes, very
you
much.
staying? Are you staying? And if you're staying, because a lot of people talking about leaving. If
No,
you,
no, that's terrible. That's bullshit. I mean, excuse my language, but
yeah,
that's no, 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 no. If I left, I mean, I might leave for periods to go, do my work or study or whatever. But no, I'm not. I'm not. I mean, I think like, you know, um, first of all, I have family and community, who don't have the same privileges, and so like our struggle is a collective struggle. You know what I mean? So if I'm leaving, there's going to be a collective decision to leave. You know what I mean? And that's not happening. So I don't. This is not the worst thing that ever happened to Black people at all.
say more. Say more.
I mean, come on,
You know
man.
why it
Like
feels
this is
like it is? Because before we didn't have, okay, so it was enslavement, horrible. But a lot of people were enslaved. So that was a condition, right? So to
right.
get out of enslavement was like something new. Okay, what do we do? Oh, we keep building. So we build. And there's a period of Reconstruction where we actually send people to Congress, like thousands of people representing different places, and thriving was happening. And then horrible things were happening as well, chain gangs and all. But then we figured that out. Jim Crow, we figured that out. This is something different because we had a black president twice. Folk got money. A lot of people got money. We got an NBA. There's a LeBron James and an Oprah Winfrey and a Robert Smith. We got billionaires. We got global leanings. And there was this kind of notion that we had overcome a little bit, and these horrible people, the last gasp. That's what I was saying. This is the last gasp of something that's dying, but it's not. So I guess maybe that's what I'm mourning, my own delusion that I thought this was the last gasp of a
Yeah.
dying breed, and it's not. This is second wind.
No, no, it isn't. It isn't. I mean, white supremacy is an ancient force in this country, and it's ancient because it's very powerful and it's very seductive. And not just white supremacy. Maleness, macho-ness. These are powerful, powerful forces. That should never be underestimated. To your point, I mean, I would just like us to remember that there was a period in this country's history after the Louisiana Purchase where folk decided that they were going to literally destroy Black families for profit and move us into Alabama, into Mississippi, into Louisiana, out of South Carolina, out of Virginia. You're talking about horrible. I mean, like all these Black folks, I know a lot of us think that we're from Mississippi. We're not. We're not. I mean, we are, but we're not. Like we are there because we were almost to a man or woman somewhere else, and somebody destroyed our family. And so and that was legal and that was fine. It was extremely profitable. I would like to remind folks again in 1876, like we had after the federal government abandoned Black people, there were a series of violent coups all through. I mean, like January 11th, like on a January 6th on a whole other scale, all through, the country, and what followed that was a mass epidemic of public lynching and sexual torture of Black men. And the country just looked away. Just looked like this is bad. I don't mean to minimize it. This is bad. But we have seen worse. And so like the notion that, one leaves because of I've heard a lot of people talking about giving up. I've heard a lot of people talking about this country got what it wanted or whatever. And I just, I got no time for that. I don't know what people thought this was. It's a fight to the end, and it's a generational one. It's not one I expect to see, the end of in my lifetime.
I think a lot of us have not been punched in the face enough to know, what a fight is. We have a generation, maybe two, three generations of not, fighting online with their little thumbs, just
Right.
fighting while other people out there doing their militia training. We fighting with thumbs and, protesting differently. And we think we done did something because we got our little thumbs and our little
Mm.
mouths and our little clapbacks and our little sayings. But a protracted fight where you may not see the end of it, where you don't know what's going to come of it, but you fight because it's right to fight. I don't think we're made. I was saying, like, if we had to do a bus boycott today, probably would last a day, maybe a couple of
I don't
hours.
know. I don't know. I have way
Huh?
more
You
faith in us.
you do? I don't now.
Yes.
I have no faith,
Yes. I
Ta-Nehisi.
have great faith in us.
Okay. All right. Ta-Nehisi Coates is here. The message when you sat down to do that and all the attention that you're getting now, is this what you expected? What did you want to do with this book, and where did it land, and are you happy with the outcome?
I wanted to talk to the next generation of Black writers, and then by extension, talk to the next generation of writers. Period. In this country and across the world. Time will tell whether that happened. In terms of what the dominant public reaction has been, it's not that it's what I wanted, but it is what I expect. It's about what I expected. You can't say these things, and expect people to like clap for you and applaud, you. So, um, it's about what I expected.
Okay. All right. Now, on the other side of writers, because I've been saying, I hope that this period of time that we're in produces better music, better writing,
Mm,
because music and art, really are the voice of what is in society. It's that generation's voice, and we've been talking about booty holes and coochies and stuff and wet stuff and on drinking it all. Like I need us to talk about something more. Like I'm gonna play Tevin Campbell today, and Quincy Jones just made transition, but he's, tomorrow will bring better you, better me. I'm
yeah,
like, what?
yeah, yeah,
Come on
yeah,
through. Like we need we need that.
yeah.
And from a writing standpoint, I want to imagine worlds that don't exist right now, but that also bring hope and aspiration and love and depth, and not this surface, thumb work of 140
Mhm.
characters in
Yeah.
book form. Are you optimistic that we're going to get that? Because I feel like people aren't even reading Ta-Nehisi.
I am. I think a lot of people are reading. I think, like I'm just coming off book tour and, I was down at Howard. The house was
But
packed,
it's you. This
when I
book
was
is
at Howard.
thin, sir. Sir, the book is thin. First of
That's
all,
all right.
it
That's all right. But
ain't
it's
300
heavy.
pages.
But it's
I'm saying
heavy,
something.
Jared. But it weighs a
Okay.
ton. It weighs
Yeah,
a
no, I
ton.
know. What I'm saying is, it's not a whole lot of words. People can get through one of your books. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
but you know what? That's on the writers though. That's on you. That's on you. You have to write for your age and for your era. You know what I mean? And like, if people are not, don't have time and are in a world right now in an environment where they can't read a 500-page book, and I'm not convinced that they are, but I definitely think about that. I write my work to be read, and I pack as much knowledge as I can, into it. But I have seen no shortage of people. I mean, this is why maybe it's just me coming off the tour, but you know, first of all, I think this virtual social media world is very, very loud, and everybody sees it. And some of the most deepest, most important, significant, game-changing work is quiet, and so people think nothing is happening until it happens. I know when I was working on this book, people were like, "Oh, he disappeared." I did not disappear. I'm working. I'm working. I can't yell at you and work at the same time. And I think we sometimes mistake people who yell all day, online as workers. But, the two don't go together. They probably aren't. There's some people that are, but they probably are not. And so, I meet people in my daily life all the time that are just doing incredible work, you know what I mean, that do not have the largest public profile or do not take up the most oxygen because they're too busy working, you
That's
know?
that is a fact.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you. You give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.